From the moment we are born, girls are told that we are less valuable than men, less intelligent than men, less capable than men, and apparently less entitled to our bodily autonomy. Yesterday at the Island County Fair, an incident occurred in which a young man took advantage of his intended. He abused the trust she had in him and lured her outside for a private assignation. He then pressed beyond acceptable standards of behavior and touched her against her will. It was not only inappropriate, but it was also indicative of the flagrant disrespect men have for our sex. He disregarded her voice when she said no. He refused to hear her. Now, in the aftermath, this woman has no recourse. She cannot speak up about her aggressor for fear of destroying her reputation beyond repair. Yet, does she not deserve justice for the act of violence committed against her person? She will have no day in court, so instead I am speaking out in these pages on her behalf. I am giving her the voice she deserves. When such things happen to women, they are usually considered unremarkable. If they are, in rare cases, treated as trespasses, they are considered crimes against the girl's father, because he owns her body. If the woman is married, there are crimes against her husband. If women's bodies belong to their fathers until marriage, and a wedding marks the transfer of the property to the groom, then when do women's bodies ever belong to themselves? If we are not considered in control of our bodies, how are we to control our fates and our minds? Let me set the record straight here and now. Women are not made whole by men. Women are made whole the moment they enter this world. This man behaved cruelly and despicably and violated the trust of this young woman, and yet he will face no consequences. Men are allowed to act with impunity, to behave recklessly, and fulfill their every whim and desire, and women are expected to bear without complaint for fear of ruining our honor and marriage prospects. When we speak out or object to such treatment, we're labeled as hysterical, difficult, and ill-bred. I highlight this case because it occurred yesterday in our very own community, but truly it is just one of countless such incidents that are perpetrated against women every day, in every part of the world for centuries. The utter disrespect of women's bodily autonomy is a systemic issue, one that enslaves an entire sex, and therefore is truly worth our time and attention. Why do we allow women to be treated like this? Women matter on their own, not in relation to a man. We are conferred rights only in association to men, as mothers, wives, daughters, sisters. Why are we not assigned the same human rights granted to men upon their birth? We all deserve the right to bodily autonomy, and to be treated with respect and dignity, to say stop and be heard, instead of pushed, derided, and told that a man knows more about our basic rights and desires than we do. Women are not made whole by men. Women are made whole the moment they enter this world. Men need to trust women. When we tell them what is and is not acceptable, they must believe us. If society would accept that women and women only own their bodies, then perhaps they could understand that when a woman speaks, her words have weight. She does not need them to be approved or conveyed by a man. Men do not know better than us what is appropriate, and they should no longer be allowed to blame us, the victims, when they misbehave. Why must women pay the price when a man commits an act of cruelty? We are punished twice, once in the violence we are forced to endure, and again on the silence we are made to keep. We are not guilty simply because we find ourselves in situations where men have the opportunity to take advantage of us. The fact that women can be taken advantage of anywhere by anyone, and it is never our fault. This lack of respect permeates all aspects of women's experiences. We also deserve the same chance to live bold lives. When boys are daring, they are heralded as heroes. When girls do the same, we are foolish, reckless, culpable. What would it cost us if we were all allowed to take heroic chances? Without these stupid, archaic rules, think about what a revolutionary world we'd live in. We are told that a woman's place is in the home, but what if we refuse to accept that? Imagine what new theories, technologies, and inventions would exist if women had the same access to education as men, if our ideas were taken as seriously as men's. Instead of confining women, what if we gave them the chance to prove themselves as doctors and lawyers and professors and architects and generals? I am announcing right here and now that I will refuse to conform to these archaic rules. I will not participate in the status quo. I am a conscientious objector, and I ask, no demand, that you will all join me in asking what is fair. I propose fairness means that both genders should be treated with the same level of respect and autonomy. No one can touch us without our consent. No one can tell us how to live. No one can can tell us the limits of our hearts and mind. This is not a blanket condemnation of men. Instead, it's a call to action. It is not just my fellow women who must decide what is fair. We know what we deserve. So it is time for men to take a stand. Men must decide if they are going to join us in rebellion as partners in the fight for justice and equality. There is room for them here. In fact, we need them. If they refuse to do so, we will have no choice but to leave them behind as we continue to build a better world. Men, I urge you to consider the words written here, to consider once and for all what is fair. What is Fair by Anne Shirley Cuthbert. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading of the newspaper article that Anne wrote in Season 3, Episodes 6 and 7. International Women's Day was very recent and I didn't have a video planned, but then I remembered about the fact that this article is actually published in the fandom, so I decided to give it a read and do a video on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, happy International Women's Day / month. I hope you guys enjoy this and I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Mwah.